Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bill, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the bearings in an idler pulley. This is a 2004 F-150. It has 3 idler pulleys and a tensioner. The tensioner down there is what has gone bad. It made a terrible noise and it is about to come apart. And it's loose too. So that is what has gone bad, but I am going to replace all the bearings. Alright, so to replace the bearing we have to figure out what it is, and to do that we're going to have to clean some tartar off of this. So let me clean this up and I will bring you back. Once you have the bearings cleaned up, you can actually read the numbers off of them. So I'm going to read the numbers and put this into the internet and order me some new bearings. Then I'll show you how to press them out. And the tensioner failed because, well, it lost its seal for one, and yeah, that's no good. There are a couple ways to get the bearings out of these pulleys. As you can see, this particular pulley, you can only get the bearing out from one side. This side has a lip to prevent the bearing from coming out this way. It has to come out this way. The first way that I'm going to show you is using a vise, a bench vise. You want a pretty sturdy bench vise for this, and you have to find a lot of people use a socket that just fits in there, or piece of pipe, anything that will press. I'm going to use this piece of pipe fitting or hydraulic fitting, and you can put this in here. And in fact, if you have like nicer pulleys or something like that, you can stick a piece of wood in there to help protect the pulley. It's probably not a bad idea to use eye protection just in case something pops. And so you just start pressing. Let's readjust. It's a little bit off. There we go. All right. So this bearing doesn't really want to come out. I was giving it on the vise, and as you can see, it's pretty rusted in there and it does not want to come, which is fine. We can spray some liquid wrench in there, maybe help. I don't think it's going to do anything, but you could spray that in there and keep working on it. But I'm going to show you a different way of removing these but it requires more specialized equipment. All right, over here we have a 20-ton hydraulic shop press. This is arguably the more correct way of getting the bearing out of these pulleys. Now, if you don't have one, most people do not, you're gonna have to work with the vise method. But since these are pretty stuck and not coming out with the vise, I'm going to show you how to do it on the hydraulic press. I have my press in position, and instead of using the piece of pipe or a socket, I'm going to use this piece from I think it's from a front end or wheel bearing service kit, and this part fits right in there. It will not be able to press it all the way out, but it will be able to hopefully break it loose. It is designed for that much pressure. And so I'm going to use that to get it started. Once it's started and moving out, then I'll switch to a socket or a pipe or something like that. And you definitely want to wear safety goggles for this, just in case the pulley decides it wants to explode or something like that. All right, so here we go. We're in contact. I think it's moving. Yeah, it's moving. All right, that bottomed out. So now I'm going to change to the pipe. I'll just take that. Yeah, we are definitely coming out now. That is too easy. If you don't have one of these, you should get one. There it is. And you can see, take a look at that, how much rust is in there. That's what happens when you live in the salt belt, and that is what makes it so hard to get these things out sometimes. And I don't think, no matter what I did, I was going to get that out on a bench vise. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wire brush right here and clean up the inside of this as best I can. I'm never going to get all the rust out with just, just by hand, but I'm going to smooth it all out, get any loose stuff off. Then I'll put some grease in there or something and put it back together. And actually, before I put it back together, the belt has been wobbling on there because of that bad tensioner. This is all material, belt material on the pulley itself. It's raised, you can feel how bumpy it is. I'm going to take a bench grinder and just smooth this out. I hit that with the bench grinder, and it's not perfect, but I at least got all of the crap, the belt material and the rust off of it, so it's smooth. Now it is time to put the new bearing into this. So the part number on this crosses to a 6203 2RS bearing, and this is a 2-pack of Timken 6203 RS bearings. There is a right way and a wrong way to put these bearings in. The first thing you want to do is actually grease the surface in here. That will help the bearing slide on. It's just a little bit. You don't go crazy. You don't want too much, but just a little bit. Time to put the bearing in. And I'm going to do this on the shop press. I'm going to explain to you the right and the wrong way to put the bearing in. Whatever you use to press this bearing in, whether it be a vise, a shop press, or whatever, or a hammer, the way you want to press it in is you do not want to be pressing on this inner race or on the seal. If you do either of those, you will ruin the bearing because you're pressing on the balls in there and they are impacting the outer race and the inner race, and it's going to mar it up. You're going to get mars in there and it's going to fail again. So this, no good. You need something that presses just on the outer race here. And what I'm going to use is this. This is from that wheel bearing kit, and it is just big enough to press on that outer race. And that outer race is proud of the seal by a little bit. So it is just higher. There's a lip there so that you can press on that and not the seal. And it also slides in there, so I can press it all the way down until it bottoms out by only using the outer race. If you can get your finger in there and you can turn the inner race while it's being pressed in, you're doing it right. If the inner race seizes and you can't turn it while there's pressure on it on the press or in the vise, you're doing it wrong. I have my setup on the shop press, and this bearing is as even as I can get. It's not, it's not cocked or anything like that. And so I'm going to stick this right here, center it on the arbor, and then I'm going to, feel all the way around, make sure it is centered. And now you can bring your press down and make contact. All right, it's going in. You want to inspect all sides, make sure that it's not going in crooked or anything like that, or binding, right? If it goes in crooked, it's going to bind, and that's not what you want. So it's going in nice and easy. That's what we want. And if I come up from the bottom and stick my hand in the bearing in the inner race, it moves, so it means I'm doing it right. All right, it bottomed. Release pressure. All right. Make sure that the bearing has bottomed in the pulley, or if you don't have a bottom, make sure it's centered, or wherever the last one is, make sure it's there. Spins nice and easy. No noise. We're done. Wipe off the grease, and you're good. Let's do another one. All right, let's try a different pulley. It's a different size bearing and a little bit different shape. This bearing is more recessed down in there, so I can't use the wheel bearing kit on it. It's got a thicker lip, and actually that thicker lip shows through on here, so I'm going to use a socket. You can use a regular socket, but impact is better if you have one. Less likely to explode on you. So let's get that set up here. All right, let's make sure that's centered. If possible, it's best to be pushing on the outer race even when removing. It will make it easier. Pushing on the seal or the inner race when removing just makes it that much harder. And as always, definitely with a press, wear your safety glasses. Whoa, haha, that popped. That's normal. That's just the sound of the bearing enjoying itself. Let's take a look. It's going cockeyed. There's a lot of rust in there. It's almost out, but it's going crooked. Don't like that. I wonder if it impacted the, it might have impacted the arbor plates. That could be what the problem is. That's not good. All right, we're okay now, but I think that's the problem. Don't force it. If it feels like it's not right, it's probably not, and you want to check it. There we go. And we are out. So this bearing crosses over to a 6302 RS bearing. Okay, so what if you don't have the correct size socket or a fancy wheel bearing toolkit? Well, no fear. You can actually use a piece of pipe. So this piece of pipe, and I will demonstrate that, fits exactly on the outside of this race. It's perfect fit for this size bearing race. It's going to press on the outside and it can go, just barely fits through. Just take your time and get it all set up and lined up properly, and you should be fine. And stop if anything seems out of place. Here we go. Now we're going in. Looks pretty even all the way around. And the pipe is not going to give you the same result or the best result, but you can do it like I'm doing now. I'm going to check, make sure that, oh yeah, that still turns easy, so I'm not contacting the erase or anything like the seal or inner race or anything like that. All right, let's. Okay, that's a lot of resistance, so we'll back off. I think that's bottomed out. Yes, that has bottomed out. We are firmly seated. Oh, for fun, let's see if we can press this out. Now, I have a replacement tensioner, so we don't need this, but I just want to see if we can press it out. Not so sure. All right, if I'm going to even attempt this, I'm going to use this. This is from the wheel bearing kit. This hits the inner seal or the inner race, and it's got a nice flat area on top. I'm going to center that. I'm going to center that best I can. I'm going to put this over. It's kind of a blast shield, hopefully. because if anything is going to explode, it's going to be this one. Either the pulley or the bearing itself. Something may explode because this has already failed badly. I already don't like it. Oh, I think... Yep, it blew up. I have ball bearings everywhere. I knew that was going to happen. The outer race is stuck in there. I don't think I can get that out. Well, here's what I could find of it. Here's the seal on the side, and here are some of the inner race pieces. I could not find the other one, but yeah, it exploded. So that one's not savable. Okay, so there are going to be comments from people being like, why do this, right? Just buy a new pulley, buy a new tensioner, right? Just buy it new. One, yes, you can. It's easy. You just buy the pulley, the idler pulley or the tensioner. You can spend the money for a good one. It'll cost you 20, 30, maybe 40 bucks. For the F-150, the OEM ones of these cost like 30 to 40 bucks. But as you can see here, here's the new tensioner, and this is the old one. Pretty much the same, made in Canada, both of them. Littons by Littons, Ford, Motorcraft, right? So it is the same part. However, this part is the same, but look at the pulley. This is the old one, and this is the new one. This old one is metal, and you can press the bearing out of it. This new one is a plastic pulley. This is molded around the bearing. You cannot press this bearing out. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lip on this side and a lip on this side, and it is plastic, right? So I now have a plastic tensioner pulley versus the original one from the truck 20 years ago was metal. So, I mean, there's that. And the quality of the bearings you get, this is a Litton's bearing. It's probably a pretty decent quality one, but if you went with a third-party tensioner, like one of the more budget ones, you don't know what you're going to get, you know? If I was to be able to get this pulley or this bearing out of there, I could have replaced it with, you know, one of these Timken bearings, which admittedly maybe the quality has gone down lately, but it's probably better than a lot of the bearings that come in the more budget tensioners. This one is probably okay, but again, I got a plastic pulley out of that, you know? So I would rather use the original metal pulleys, press the bearings out, and use a decent quality bearing, and it's going to be much, much cheaper. These bearings, the 2-packs were like, I don't know, between $11 and $14. I think $14 for these big ones, so that's like $7 a bearing. These were, I think, 11-ish. So for I got, you know, maybe $5.50. I did both other idler pulleys, you know. It's a pretty good deal, and it's a good bearing. That's all for this video. Thanks, guys, for joining me on this one. And if you like these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a thumbs up. You know, that really helps the channel out. And I'll see you on the next one.